Reflection. At this last meeting, let's reflect on what we can do to give the greatest joy to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. This is what the First Fridays are all about, trying to reach that depth of adoration, of pure love for God, trying to reach the truth that God's love is immeasurable and has no limits. It is like a sealed fortress that is always open to us. Adoration means recognizing God as the most important, placing Him at the center, and surrounding Him with our love. We can express this love through prayer, acts of love, or the effort we put into resisting evil. Such a gift is possible thanks to God Himself, who gives Himself to us in the Eucharist. The best present we can offer is our presence. During Holy Mass, we can encounter Jesus personally, above all at the altar and in the tabernacle. During Mass, we can receive Him into our hearts. We often hear that Jesus is also in our neighbor, whom we should love as ourselves. But where do thoughts of loving others come from, of talking with them, of forgiving offenses, of reconciling after quarrels, of sharing what we have? Where do we find comfort for our sorrows, unsuccessful efforts, disappointments, and defeats? And how can we become more forgiving toward ourselves when we see our imperfections and failures? And since we have difficulty with this, since we find it hard to love ourselves, how then can we love our neighbor and see Christ in them? For a human being, this is impossible, but for God, nothing is impossible. And so, we should also strive to remain close to Him. Just as in summer, we sit in the grass and bask in the sun to warm ourselves, to tan, and to soak it in. So during adoration before the Blessed Sacrament, we receive everything we need to live in the joy of God's children. It is like a mother's hand that leads us to the doctor for tests or to the dentist for a checkup. We don't like it. We don't see the results, but our health depends on it. The same goes for adoration. We don't see the effects outwardly, but inwardly, something's happening. Yet Mom knows better, and we trust her. In the same way, we should trust Jesus that something is truly happening in us during adoration. Our relationship with Him grows gradually when we gaze upon the monstrance with the living Christ. Sometimes we may not understand why it is so quiet, why we hear nothing. Maybe in that very feeling, we could use the time better. Understanding does not come immediately. Sometimes it comes after many, many such encounters, just like with school subjects. We don't instantly know how to swim, how to drive a car, nor do we immediately understand everything a teacher says in a foreign language. We must learn, even if it is step by step. It is similar with adoration. We need to spend time with Jesus regularly, even every day. At first, it might be just for a short moment, then longer. This time is necessary for us, especially if during the day at school or at home there has been a lot of noise, chatter, shouting. It is hard to quiet down right away. Sometimes at school, it takes several attempts to quiet down the class. We don't always manage. We don't always understand. But that's no excuse. Come and stay. You can snuggle up to your parents, sit in the pew, kneel on the floor, simply be. This shared time is necessary to be able to begin seeing yourself as loved by the Father. You'll see your heart will begin to change and beat in rhythm with the heart of Jesus. Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament is like visiting someone very close to us, whom we miss deeply, even if we don't always realize it. And we can never get enough of being together with someone we love, though we may not always notice it right away. Why does God want us to spend time with Him? because for him this shared time is the greatest gift, and maybe it is in this gift of ourselves that he can bestow his greatest blessings upon us. Such is the strength of his love.